Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the Afro Queen, and today, as you can see, we have a guest.
Yes, guys.
Are you still a guest?
Yes, I am. But I'm not a permanent resident in these spaces, but it's good to be back. I must say, it's good to be back.
Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Drama.
Well, I am a queen, and queens are quite dramatic, darling.
I think generally that this space is dramatic.
It is quite dramatic.
Yeah.
So, guys, today, well, whenever you see hubby, you know that we're about to have relationship chats, right? Well, today we are going to be comparing dating and fraternizing and shelling and all of that between then and now.
Yeah, of course, we are born again people, so the conversation is going to be, biased a lot towards relationships within the born again spaces. So if you're watching and you are not in those spaces of born again people, you will realize that it's a bit biased towards that side. So it's for born again people, I think.
Well, it's who we are. So we can't get out of who we are and try and, And
we're going to be reflecting on our experiences,
Exactly.
So we're going to be pulling from the experiences of born again people.
But it's also going to be nice for non-born again people, because when we dated back in the day when we were teenagers, we were not born again yet.
We're not going to go that far.
And anyway, by back we mean maybe plus minus 20 years back or 15.
No, I think. Okay, personally, I'm gonna go back to the time around about the time where I met you and stuff, because I think then and now there's gulf and sea and ocean's difference,
And we actually met in 2011.
Yeah.
So that is how many years back? 10 years.
Yeah,
because it's 2021.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's good.
So 10 years.
And things have changed, eh?
Things have changed a lot.
Like
guys, a decade is a very long time.
In today's calculations.
I am telling you the truth. I don't even want to lie. It's a very long time. So, how would you approach a girl back in the day, especially when you're born again?
All right. Meeting a girl or a young woman or a young man back in the day, obviously it will be within, church spaces. Let's start there. It will be within church spaces. You'll meet a girl or a guy in a conference or something, or in church, whether she's coming there for the first time or whether she's always been there, you're coming for the first time. That's where you will meet, or see the person for the first time. Will you meet the person, talk to the person then?
Not likely.
Highly unlikely in a way, because things were okay. The church where I was, things were stricter. Things were stricter. We were not allowed, let me just put it out there, we were kind of not allowed to, to be fraternizing with girls after church services, you're going back home and Kokoro sister that is going back home with you. It was something that was frowned upon. It was not a law that was out there, but it was frowned upon. And if you've been found out, if you would be seen doing that, chances of you being called out are very high. Yeah, and you would be in certain situations called up front, like a person was up front, testifying and called out your name.
Say Abanyo Braga.
Okay, Abanyo Braga is good because it's still nobody knows who are they talking about.
Exactly.
There are times where you'll be called out. Oh my God, Yeah, so it was kind of hectic there. So you meet that person there, and if you like a person, chances of you flirting, my God, because even the phone then,
it was a bit backwards.
So flirting was, and one of the things that we were scared of. there are high opportunities that if you flirt, this girl can go straight and tell, you know, that, okay, I think so and so is being weird. And you don't want that. Then you didn't want that. So you meet again in church then. And
it was tough.
It was tough. It was tough.
Okay, in the church where I was, it wasn't so tough. Like, we didn't, like you said, there was no law on how to or not to date. So here's one experience I'll share with you guys. Here I am, go to this youth conference, right? And the guest speaker is a single brother, or so I thought. And the single brother, you know almost when there's eye contact. No? You know when there's eye contact? And fine, after the savers, you know, it's time to eat, and I'm serving, and again there's the and eventually we have a chat, a very innocent chat. So throughout the entire weekend, girl was looking her best because wow, this is nice. It feels nice, you know, just to be noticed. And this guy's not saying anything, guys. Like, and not that I expect him to say anything, because like he says, back then, you don't meet me today and then you tell me stuff, because chances are I'm not going to believe it anyway, and I'll probably just tell on you. And then come the last day of the conference, which is the end of the weekend, it is announced on stage that brother so-and-so is actually engaged to me.
Oh my God.
Guys,
your bubble, like, it went like
totally burst. But you know what was nice? The fact that he had never said anything. Actually, he did not say anything towards or away. He didn't say that he was engaged. He didn't say that he was interested in me. So he was just enjoying the weekend and being in the middle. And I was like, okay. And because he didn't say anything, it didn't hurt. It was like, oh, okay, it's one of those things. Of course, it hurt a little bit, but it was not something that I would go and cry over, because we had nothing, me and this guy.
Yeah, no, it's understandable.
And then if you look at today,
the spaces where young men and young women meet in today compared to then, totally different, as we said. Now they don't have to meet in person.
They meet online,
you know,
baby.
Then amantombazana beni scars.
Girls are hard to get.
You know, many scars. Ngogu, you know, we are pastors, and we do talk to we lead young people, and they do talk to us. We don't talk to them. Aliko scars. Like, you see each other, you meet each other with social media and Facebook and other types of social medias, and
the rest is history.
And you talk, you know, you flirt, you do all these things. And okay, don't get me wrong, they are not necessarily wrong, so to speak, you know, because people meet and they talk. We hardly had conversations then with women, like on one-on-one situations, you know. If you get a chance to talk to a girl, it will be in the presence of about 4, 5, 6 girls, you know, or 2 or 3 if you're lucky, you know. But now you can hit them up. That's what they call it. You can hit them up on their DMs, on their inbox.
And the conversation is gone.
Yeah, no, and the conversation starts, you know. So it's totally different.
And I also feel that guys today, they don't work as hard, hey? They don't work as hard. We have conversations with these young ladies and we're thinking, but why are you not making these guys work? I don't understand. I mean, with me, you'll have to chase. Not just me, but me and the girls of my time at that time. You will have to take weeks just trying to get me to respond in a certain way. Let alone, you haven't said you love me or anything.
How old will green like, you know, green heart, then yeah,
the next thing you guys are in a relationship, and you know when we have these conversations with these ladies and we're like, that's it, you guys are dating, and they're like, yeah, I'm like, wow. And this guy has not said anything to you like, I love you and stuff like that. No, we were like, I want to marry you, which is how you proposed to me, and it took weeks for me to actually like, have you, Chase, still back up what you just said?
Yeah, again, times have changed big time, because the whole technology age, fourth industrial revolution, it has made the world to be such a small village. People, they can meet, snap of a finger, they meet like that. So it is easy for people, to start a conversation now, amongst themselves. So it was hard to meet then. It is easy to meet now. Yeah. So
that's the bottom line, actually. So when it comes to boundaries and stuff, I just feel the walls are kind of flat now. I'm not saying girls are loose. I'm just saying because times have changed, the access to the ladies is quite. Exactly.
You're not scarce. You're totally not scarce. There's nothing to chase much. Really,
there isn't much to chase. Maybe because you don't believe that there's such a thing. I mean, in my time, it was a thing to actually be a hard to get. Like, why are you playing hard to get? Well, I am playing hard to get, and if you really want me, you will work hard.
It was not even a question of you playing hard to get. It was just... you were hard to get. That's the bottom line. Girls were hard to get, because of the gap, and I'm sorry to use this language, it's going to sound a little bit crude. Then it was really like, as it is. It was really like
come at me like that.
But today, these days, I want to cry so much that there's no longer a difference.
There's no
there's huge difference.
Now, babe, the proposal.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, babes, there's a gap. There's difference there. Then Ugushela. Now you've seen the girl. Not that nihlangene per se, but you've seen the girl. You like the girl. You'd like to talk to the girl. One, you were not allowed. Okay, guys.
As it was dark.
I'm telling you, you were not allowed to go and speak to the girl, as I said earlier on. So then you need to go to the mission house. You go to the pastor and explain yourself that there is this girl that you have seen that you like to have a conversation with her, and she will be brought. About the pastor agrees. She will be brought to a mission. You sit down,
Yeah.
And right in front of the pastor.
Guys.
Okanye kuske kuthiwe bani ubani uthi ushelelwe.
Okay, guys, that was just too deep. I'm glad I didn't go to your church. I'm glad my pastor didn't believe in that. Imagine this. Instead of this man proposing to me, umfundisi proposes on his behalf. Imagine that.
It happened. I mean, viewers and will relate to this. Not only in my church, in many churches, it did happen. For you to say anything, actually, I've heard somewhere that it's still happening. In other churches, there are churches that are still practicing this. You go, we share like a mission, like in front of the pastor. Otherwise, you're not allowed to share.
So what are you proposing? Are you proposing marriage or are you proposing love?
I think then it was both.
Okay.
The two they came together as a package always.
Okay, then I would say it was not such a bad thing after all, in a sense that if a guy were to do that in front of a pastor, the chances of him running away or
doing shenanigans
were quite slim, because now we are dealing with a church that is in tatters because of this very area where guys have easy access to ladies, then the ladies are hurt, the guys are gone, they've put their hand in the cookie jar. Like, it's okay. As much as it was a bit extreme, I personally don't agree with it. I mean, I want my man to propose to me, guys, in the absence of another man and his wife.
Yeah, I mean, that thing also carried it had its advantages, as you say, but it also had its disadvantages, because you'll call this girl, okay, you'll talk to the pastor bring this girl, and you are coming to propose in front of the pastor. Asuka kwale lamntana aphume kuwe, right in front of Mfundisi.
But then again, babe, if she says no in front of the pastor, then you can't violate her. You can't do all these things that we're hearing about today, because now it's out in the open. It is known that you and this girl are not together.
Yeah.
You know? So I guess it had its advantages, but personally, guys, I don't think, no wonder I was born in a different time, or rather I was in the church that I was in, because at least that was not expected of us.
No.
With me, it was a matter of Daddy, which is Muruti, I've met this guy, and I remember in our case, we actually went to meet him together. We went to his house to meet him and his wife in their home. So I called to say, Daddy, I need to come over. And he was like, okay, fine. Then we went, and then I officially introduced you.
Yeah.
So at that time, the relationship had progressed to a point where we knew we were getting married. So we were just officiating it by letting all the elders know. And obviously my pastors was one of those.
Yeah, and on my side, by the time I met you, I was in a different church.
Yeah.
You know, I was no longer in that church. I was in a different church. Yeah. So things were kind of a bit different. I was expected to go and tell that I've met a girl. So I did. I went and told that I've met a girl. So yeah. And now how things happen now when it comes to Shane. Well, I think you've said it earlier on that Anisa Shane Bafana. Anisa Shane Bafana.
You're simply not shelling. You expect girls to read between the lines. And for some reason, these girls are very good at reading. No, guys, I don't read between the lines. You need to say it.
Apparently. This is amazing stuff. I'm telling you, like, you feel old just telling it.
Exactly.
You totally feel old. Apparently, you just like, hey, how do you do? And like that is the inbox stuff or DM stuff. After that, I saw you are kind of like, I think you're beautiful, and I think this is what I had. I think you can be a very good fit in terms of you being my wife, and apparently that's it. It qualifies as umshelo, and the next thing it's we need to organize a date.
Wow, guys, I can't read between the lines. I'm very bad. Like, I deliberately do not read between the lines. You need to make your intentions very clear to me. If you think I'm going to fit, then you're still thinking about it. You haven't said anything to me, really.
And you said earlier on about working hard. People are no longer working hard.
Exactly.
I mean,
what happened to hard work? Pursue me.
Goku, it said that if you play hard to get,
you're not gonna get.
They are gone. Like, they're like, why are you playing? Why are you trying to be fresh with me? And that's it.
Does that mean then that we have lost our worth?
But it also,
in relation to the guys,
it means that there are too many people in the market and they are available. Meaning it's easy to get access.
Another one.
Yeah, it's easy to get access. Not that they are available. Maybe that's a wrong way of putting it. But it's easy to get access to different people. Then it was hard to get access to because if this one says no, you don't want to be known as that guy who took about 6 or 7 girls to a mission and they all said no. So now if somebody said no, nobody knows.
Sure, wow. And then I guess maybe that's why we're having so much hurt in the church within those spaces, because our ladies in those DMs, that's where they get hurt, and the relationship never progresses to a point where now we need to involve other people, because once you involve elders, there's responsibility immediately.
Yeah.
So you guys are able to date for months, almost a year, without
2-3
any
years
elder knowing
stuff.
anything.
Wow.
The best people you tell are actually your friends. Obviously, if you told your friends, there's no sense of responsibility there. There's no sense of commitment. I'm not anti-dating, but I believe that if the elders know, you kind of feel committed in a way.
Yeah. Then let's look at the issue now of marriage.
Yes.
The question of marriage then, as I said earlier on, it came together with Umshelo. Yes. So there was no question of earlier or too early or no, it's too early for that, you know. It had to come as a package. If you are shela, you know, if you want to propose, it has to be do with marriage. But now, a different case altogether, in my understanding, or in what I've come to understand, that now if ever you are talking marriage too early, people like they go, I don't know you.
Yeah.
We can't be talking that at this
that language.
I need to know you first, know the type of person, to date you and stuff like that. Again, I understand why is that now.
Okay.
Because young lion, they're very strong and tough.
I thought we were going to finish this video without him having said that.
Yes. Okay, that's the popular phrase out there. Young lions, they don't play games. So the young women are wising up, so to speak. So before they get into any type of commitment, it's advisable. It's advisable to know people more, so to speak.
Yeah.
Okay, somebody will ask, what happened to prayer? What happened to, good old-fashioned prayer where you ask God to actually help you and figure a person out and reveal the person and stuff? There's nothing wrong with that. But it's important that you don't jump too soon too, because we've learned as well from those days that there were people that jumped too soon because Umshelo and came
check
together.
The compatibility because there was no dating before the official thing. Hence, there's always a good side and a bad side to both times actually. So in these times, babe, I'd say, I don't know why, but ladies have always had this, I need to get married. Not even back then, that was the thing, but for some reason the ladies of today, if a guy comes and says, I'm thinking of marrying you, that's it. That's a proposal for love, for marriage, and everything after that is just a smooth ride. And then when you get hurt, you're like, okay.
This is now or then?
Both, okay, now. So the past time, we also believed in marriage so much, but for some reason we were able to hold our horses. Like make this guy work, make this guy follow the right channels. And as a result, those relationships resulted mostly in marriage.
Yeah. But as you say, now things are quite different. But I would be open to you and say, I do prefer that people know each other more before they get into a long-term commitment like marriage like that. And by knowing each other more, I don't mean sticking your hand in the cookie jar. That's not what I mean. I mean just knowing each other.
Just check the compatibility, guys, because what makes me and baby friends while we are married is the fact that we are compatible. So with you guys today, you've got an opportunity to actually date. Get to know whether or not you are compatible with this person before you can actually go into marriage with them. I think that's a blessing.
Yeah, it is.
But the trick in that is that it's gonna be up to you, the lady especially, to keep the boundaries standing.
I think not only up to the lady, but up to both of them, because as born again people, it is both their responsibility to make sure that there is respectability in terms of the boundaries, because they know what the word says concerning what needs to be done and what.
But honestly speaking, babe, the young lions are not about that life anymore. So since we are still about that life as ladies, then maybe we need to take the responsibility.
Yeah, but baby, you're being unfair here. You can't be throwing.
I can't excuse them.
You can't be throwing young lions into the fire only here. Yes, there is a popular view that is the case, but also there are ladies out there that are out there, to be young lionesses, so to speak.
I'm yet to meet a young lion that's been heard over and over again, because a lady said, yes, I'll marry you, and then all of a sudden she changed her mind and she was with another young lion.
But that cannot be an assumption that it does not exist. You know, there are other cases where the opposite is true, you know. So
that is true. Actually, there was a situation where this lady was kind of worried that this guy does not want to put his hand in the jar. And they're both born again. And she's telling her friends that, but am I not attractive? And this girl is like, girl, you've been dating people who wanted to put their hand in the jar, and this one doesn't. Chances are he's got good intentions, he wants to see this through, and you are worried about that? So it has gotten that bad, guys, where if the guy does not make attempts to actually get into the jar, you're feeling, I don't think he really feels me.
Yeah.
It's gotten that bad.
Yeah, no, that's the difference. The difference is that we actually wanted to talk about insofar as then and now in dating and in fraternizing. I think you guys now are having it very easy.
Easy?
Yeah, very like.
But it's easy to get hurt too, babe.
Yes, that's one side of it. But I was more referring to, you know, getting to each other and talk to each other, and getting to know each other better as a person. You know, as just knowing the person much better is actually, because, you know, in church I am this person. Outside of church, I might be a totally different person. So you won't know that until you are married to me.
True.
You know, and sometimes that can be a bit dangerous. And some of the marriages, they could not stand
because of that.
So yeah, I'm saying they're having it easy in that way. But it's true as well what you say, that on the other hand, things are quite difficult.
It's quite hectic.
Yeah, so I guess there are pros and cons.
Of course, just like everything in life. So good luck, guys. Personally, I wouldn't want to have been shellaed in this time. I don't think I'm cut out for it, guys. It's just too complicated for me. I'm very old-fashioned, so I prefer how things were done in the past.
I think insofar as now is concerned, I'm also kind of out of touch in terms of the game. You know, my game has, you know, I think it's outdated a bit. I don't know if I send a person a message, what I would say, you know, in trying to flirt or kind of share.
I've got an idea. Stick to me. I stick to you, then you don't ever have to experience that.
But this is what I said to you the other day. I said to you, it will be very
difficult to start.
If
guys.
God forbid you can go today, go to be with the Lord, it will be very difficult for me to flirt and approach and whatever, because the issue would be my game is kind of old. Yeah, my game is old. Yeah, you know, like I'm kind of a fossil. So I don't know in the DMs or in the messages what to say. It's like I don't picture myself writing something says, because if I say to a person you're looking stunning and you're beautiful, I say it in the comments section where everybody can see. And I don't regard that as flirt. No. It's just I'm complimenting what I see. But now I want to flirt seriously, and I'm going into the DMs or the messages. If I say you look beautiful, I wouldn't take it as I have flirted, you know. So I don't know what is the game. Yeah. So it will be difficult for me. It will be very difficult. It will be difficult.
I think, guys, pray for us so that we stick together, so that we don't have to experience today's game. And also pray that we stay alive for long, so that we don't have to experience today's game. Yeah.
And advice, because I'm a pastor at the end of the day, advice to young people, men and young men and young women. It is important that in whatever that you are going to get into, value into it, see value into it, attach value in it. In other words, anything that lacks value, and anybody who comes and does not attach value, you know, to what they are trying to do with you, you know, get out of there. It's not going to be good, you know. So see value in it. Value does not have to be materially all the time, but you know how a person is and the amount of respect that this person, you know, gives to what they are trying to do,
yes,
you're with you.
sure.
It's very important, you know.
Totally
respect to you, respect to your elders, respect to your church, your pastor, your belief, your faith, you know, your principles, your values, such things. Your value, putting value, you know, it's actually very important. To not allow anybody in any way, you know, to violate you.
Okay, guys, so that's a wrap.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much for watching. And babes, thank you for coming. I think he's gonna stick around a little while longer since the other videos are on the break. So what are we talking about next?
I think you said we're talking about deal breakers, you know.
Yes, guys.
I think that's what
so please look forward to that video. We're gonna be discussing deal breakers, our deal breakers, and then of course you come with your measure, and then maybe together we can win. So thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.
God bless you guys. Bye.
Bye.